Hey there, I'm a DIY track guy. This is my humble garage, and today we do a mod that's the perfect price. A big thank you to you subscribers, especially if you've joined in the fall of 2022. You guys really motivate me to make the best content that I possibly can. If you haven't subbed already, please consider doing so. Like, notification, comment, I'd really appreciate it. This is a stock passenger seat from a 1990 Miata, and it features a thick bottom cushion, ineffective side bolstering, and headrest speakers. A common tall guy mod as old as Miatas themselves is to remove foam from the cushions in a process called a foamectomy. Now, I don't have tall guy problems, but I would like to sit a little bit lower in the car and improve the effectiveness of those bolsters. First up, we need to remove the seat sliders, and check out how rusted this is. And that gives us access to all these hog rings that hold the upholstery to the seat bottom. But before we remove them, let's separate the seat back and the seat bottom to make it easier to work with. Kind of damaged the plastic here, but oh well. So let's go ahead and remove these hog rings. We're not going to reuse them, so I'm not going to be gentle. Now this is going to be hard for you to see, but on the left and right seams of the seat, there's 3 hidden hog rings right in there. And to remove them, I'm going to cut them with these tin snips. Did I say 3 on each side? I meant 5. And there's also 3 more at the back. And here's the seat bottom upholstery. Let's take a closer look at it. Notice here that under the fabric is this thin layer of softer foam that sits on top of the firm cushion. And let's make a note of how the hog rings work. Attached to the upholstery is this thick, stiff wire. And inside the seams is this stiff wire embedded in the foam. The hog rings go around this wire and the wire in the upholstery and pull it tight to the cushion. Now we can go ahead and remove this cushion from the metal seat pan. And here's the cushion again. Let's just inspect the bolster for any damage, as these things tend to get broken. This one seems okay. And here we are with our really rusty looking nasty seat pan. Now this thing looks terrible, but once you reassemble everything, you'll never see it again. And that's what a lot of people do. But my low grade OCD is compelling me to clean this up. I've done a bunch of jobs where I wire wheel rust off of metal, like this one here. So I'm not gonna show that on camera this time, but just know that wearing a respirator and getting covered in rusty debris is not my idea of fun. So instead of that, let's try using some YouTube magic like this. And here we are with the seat back. Let's remove these hog rings so that we can get access to the lumbar cushion. Surprise, surprise, more hog rings. And here we are with the lumbar cushion. Check out this stamped text with Japanese characters. Cool. Also on the back, let's notice that there's the stiff wire that's embedded in the foam and this additional piece of stiffer foam. So let's just be careful that when we're removing the foam from the front, we don't go so deep to expose these wires. So what we're gonna do here is use this bread knife, please don't tell my wife, to make a number of horizontal slices and then cut them out. All right, here it is. It's not great. We've got some high spots and low spots. I'll try to do a little bit of trimming, but once we get it back into the seat, you probably can't tell a difference. And now we come to the main event, the seat bottom. Typically people don't work on the top cushion, but we will. The typical place to remove foam is from this bump here that goes into the seat pan. Oh man, this thing smells like farts. Okay, now that we've cut out the hump, let's go to work on the top. Okay, we've taken off a layer of the foam on the top of the seat here. This bread knife worked really well. I'm gonna go put this back before I get into trouble. Now let's test fit our bottom cushion into the seat pan. Notice here's where the hump of foam was removed on the bottom of the cushion. The foam's at rest now because there's no one sitting in it, so there's a space here. When someone does sit in it, the cushion will push into this void and the occupant will sit lower in the seat. And before reassembling the seat, it's always a good idea to test fit it to ensure that you've ectomied enough foam. And this one's feeling pretty good. I'm definitely sitting lower and deeper in the seat, and the side bolsters are hugging my body more than before. So this is pretty good. We can go ahead and reassemble the seat. With the lumbar cushion in place, we just need to put a zip tie in every spot there was a hog ring. Now we do the bottom here. So this is what it looks like with the cushion reinstalled in the upholstery. So let's go ahead and reassemble the seat bottom. Alright, I find it easier to get all the zip ties into place and then drop the upholstery onto it. Unfortunately, as I was reinstalling the upholstery, I managed to rip this vinyl. Now, in my defense, it's pretty old and brittle, so it's easy to tear. Fortunately, because this is the passenger seat, this is on the inboard side and we won't be able to see it. So before we reassemble the seat, something that's always bothered me is this sunscreen stain here. Oh geez, I hope that's sunscreen. So let's try to do a half-assed job of cleaning up this fabric upholstery. I just so happen to have this sample size Simonize all-purpose cleaner bottle, so I'll try to use that to clean up the seat. Simonize, if you're watching this, I will totally sell out and use all your products. Please sponsor me. So the APC and scrubbing this with a toothbrush hasn't broken down this hard, crusty stain of unknown origin, so we're gonna have to level up our cleaning here. Now that I've embarrassed myself with my inept cleaning skills, let's go ahead and steam clean this. This is a household steam cleaner. I'm not sure if it's gonna do anything, but let's try it on the fabric. The steam cleaner has done a pretty good job in cleaning up the fabric overall. Unfortunately, I can't get out this crusty white stain. In fact, I was brushing it so hard that I seem to have damaged the fabric fibers a little bit, and it's not looking that great. So I'm a dum-dum, I forgot to put this cover on here before assembling it, so that means I gotta take it apart just to put this back on. And here we go with a foamectomy completed on this seat. For a free mod and a few hours of hard work, this has turned out nice and I'm quite pleased with it. Here we are doing the same thing with the driver's seat. You'll notice that this is in much worse condition than we saw on our passenger seat. We've got two problems. The first is that the stiff wire that holds the hog rings down is actually separated from the foam. And over here, our side bolster is really badly worn with a giant tear down the side. So the first thing we'll do is run a zip tie to the bottom of the cushion to hold these stiff wires for the hog rings down. Next, we'll glue this bolster together using 3M Super 77 spray adhesive, which does bond to foam. Alright, that's a pretty ghetto repair on this torn bolster. Let's see how it holds up. Alright, we've done it. 2 foamectomy seats, driver and passenger, and I have to admit, they feel pretty good. But you might be asking yourself, what's the point of all this? You already installed a bridge seat. Well, go watch the last 5 seconds of this video. Jokes aside, on the street it's nice to get in and out of the car easily, having the seat belt work, and not be locked out of my own pockets. And with that, that's all for the Mostly Useless Garage. This is a well-known free mod that I've wanted to try for a long time, and I'm quite happy with the results. You're awesome, I'm useless, thanks for watching. And in a moment of being a total moron, I managed to do this to the front right fender. I accidentally dropped the driver's seat, and as luck would have it, the metal seat rail hit this, dented it, and destroyed the paint quite badly. It actually sliced through my car cover. So this is a pretty stupid move, and in a future episode we'll have to address this.